Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin exhibits a clear downtrend. The price has been consistently declining over the past 2 weeks, and the forecast for the next week indicates further downward pressure. The support price of $84,900 provides a significant level to watch, while the resistance of $101,300 has been tested multiple times without sustained upward movement. The RSI consistently indicates oversold conditions, particularly in the latter half of the historical period, suggesting potential for short-term bounces, but the overall trend remains bearish. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is nearing the lower band, further supporting a potential downward movement. Therefore, my recommended strategy is a short selling position. We will enter a short position at $97,000 on November 15, 2025. Given the strong downtrend and bearish forecast, a conservative stop loss should be placed just above the upper Bollinger Band at $97,300. The initial target price is set at the support level of $84,900, offering a substantial profit margin. If the price breaks through the support level, we can tighten the stop loss to $86,800 and consider an additional target price of $89,000. This strategy combines technical indicators and price action to capitalize on the prevailing bearish sentiment in the Bitcoin market. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum has shown significant volatility with a clear downtrend. The support price is consistently at $2,540, while the resistance is at $3,790. The RSI readings indicate oversold conditions, particularly on November 10th, 11th, and 14th, fluctuating between 32.0 and 39.3. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been consistently approaching the lower band, suggesting a potential for a bounce. Considering the forecast for the next 2 weeks, which projects a continued downward trend with prices ranging from $3,180 to $2,800, a short selling strategy is warranted. Therefore, I recommend a short selling strategy with an entry price of $3,180 on November 15th. A stop loss should be placed slightly above the upper Bollinger Band at $3,220 to protect against unexpected upward movements. The initial target price should be set at $2,960, aligning with the forecast low for November 20th. If the price reaches the target, we will reevaluate the trend and adjust the strategy accordingly. The portfolio will prioritize the short selling strategy due to the consistent downward trend and oversold RSI readings, offering a high return opportunity with careful risk management. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP shows a declining trend, with the forecast prices consistently lower than the recent closing prices. The RSI values fluctuate between 33.5 and 53.1, indicating periods of oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been approaching the lower band in recent days, suggesting a potential for a short-term rebound. Considering these factors, I recommend a moderately conservative strategy focusing on short-term gains. We will implement a combined strategy utilizing RSI and Bollinger Bands. The strategy involves entering a long position when the RSI falls below 37 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band. Specifically, we'll enter a long position at $2.17, placing a stop-loss order at $2.14, just below the support price, to limit potential losses. The initial target price will be $2.32, aligning with the recent resistance levels and the center of the Bollinger Bands. If the price reaches $2.32, we will then move the stop-loss to the entry price of $2.17 to secure profits and potentially ride further upward momentum. This strategy balances risk and reward, capitalizing on short-term volatility while protecting against significant downside risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB shows a downtrend, with the forecast prices consistently below the recent closing prices. The RSI values have been fluctuating between 33 and 48, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. However, the price has approached the support level of $880 multiple times, suggesting potential for a bounce. Considering the Bollinger Bands, the price has been trending towards the lower band, further reinforcing the downtrend. Therefore, my strategy will be a short position with a focus on capitalizing on the predicted downward movement. I will enter a short position at $933, placing a stop loss at $954 to protect against a potential upward reversal. My initial target price will be $893, aiming to capture a portion of the anticipated decline. To optimize the portfolio, I will implement a dynamic trailing stop loss. Once the price reaches $919, I will adjust the stop loss to $910. If the price continues to fall, reaching $893, I will move the stop loss to $880, securing profits while allowing for further downside potential. Finally, if the price reaches $879, I will take full profit and close the position. This approach combines the initial short position with a trailing stop-loss strategy, maximizing potential returns while managing risk effectively. The final target price will be $869. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana exhibits a clear downtrend. The price has been consistently declining over the past 2 weeks, and the forecast for the next week projects further downward movement. The support price of $131 acts as a crucial level, while the resistance at $144 has repeatedly failed to hold. Considering the RSI values, which have mostly remained below 50, indicating a weakening momentum, and the Bollinger Bands consistently widening, suggesting increased volatility and a potential for further decline, a short selling strategy is warranted. Therefore, I recommend initiating a short position at $139. The stop loss should be set at $141 to protect against a potential reversal. The initial target price is $129, aligning with the forecasted price for November 20, 2025. If the price reaches $129, we will consider moving the stop loss to break even to secure profits and potentially ride further downward momentum. If the price continues to decline and breaks below $129, the next target price will be $119, based on the forecast for November 21, 2025. This strategy combines technical indicators and future forecasts to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a slight upward trend, but the price has been fluctuating within a narrow range between $0.281 and $0.297. The RSI consistently hovers between 30 and 46, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing, suggesting decreasing volatility. Considering the current RSI of 43.3 and the forecast price, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy. We will enter a long position at $0.291, placing a stop-loss order at $0.283, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to mitigate potential losses. Our initial target price will be $0.297, aligning with the resistance level. To refine the strategy, we'll incorporate a trailing stop-loss based on the Bollinger Bands. If the price rises to $0.297, we'll move the stop-loss to $0.286, the lower Bollinger Band at the time. If the forecast price continues to show stability around $0.29, we can adjust the target price to $0.297, aiming for a conservative profit. This combined approach leverages both RSI and Bollinger Bands to capitalize on the slight upward trend while managing risk effectively. The portfolio will be 60% long TRON and 40% in cash. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin shows a downtrend. The price has been consistently declining from $0.187 to $0.158, with the forecast predicting further decreases to $0.14. The RSI consistently remains below 50, indicating a weakening momentum, and has touched oversold levels, below 35, multiple times. The Bollinger Bands are narrowing, suggesting decreasing volatility, and the price is trading near the lower band, reinforcing the bearish outlook. Therefore, I recommend a short selling strategy. Enter a short position at $0.158, place a stop-loss order at $0.161, and set a target price of $0.14. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate an RSI-based filter. When the RSI falls below 30, indicating an oversold condition, consider entering a short position at $0.158. However, if the RSI rises above 40 within a short period, consider exiting the position to avoid potential losses. The stop loss remains at $0.161, and the initial target price is $0.14. If the price reaches the target, consider trailing the stop loss to protect profits and potentially capture further gains as the downtrend continues. This combined strategy leverages both Bollinger Bands and RSI to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Cardano exhibits a clear downtrend. The price has been consistently declining from November 1, 2025, to November 14, 2025, and the forecast for November 15, 2025, to November 21, 2025, predicts further price drops. The RSI consistently remains below 50, indicating a bearish momentum. Furthermore, the Bollinger Bands show that the price is nearing the lower band, suggesting potential for further downside movement. Considering these factors, I recommend a short selling strategy. The entry price for this short position should be $0.458. The stop loss should be set at $0.439, just above the forecast high for the week, to protect against unexpected upward movements. The target price should be $0.426, aligning with the forecast low for the week. The RSI is currently at 32.6, which is not yet oversold, but the downward trend and Bollinger Bands position support the short strategy. This portfolio combines trend analysis, forecast data, and technical indicators to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Wrapped Beacon ETH exhibits a clear downtrend. The recent close prices have been consistently declining, and the forecast for the next 2 weeks projects further downward movement. The support price remains steady at $27.30, while the resistance is at $4,100. The RSI values have mostly remained below 50, indicating a weakening momentum. The Bollinger Bands are narrowing, suggesting a period of consolidation before a potential breakout. Combining these indicators, I recommend a short selling strategy. Entry price will be $3,440 with a stop loss at $3,550 and a target price of $3,020. The RSI strategy will be implemented with an oversold level of 20 and an overbought level of 80. The Bollinger Band strategy will be used to predict price movement. When the price touches the lower band, it indicates a potential buying opportunity, and when the price touches the upper band, it indicates a potential selling opportunity. Considering the current downtrend and the predicted further decline, the most efficient portfolio will be a short selling position. The entry price will be $3,440, the stop loss will be $3,550, and the target price will be $3,020. This strategy combines the strengths of all three indicators, aiming for high returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Zcash shows a strong upward trend with significant volatility. The RSI consistently reached overbought levels above 80, indicating potential pullback opportunities. However, the forecast suggests continued upward momentum, with prices projected to reach $716. Considering the support level at $443 and the recent price action, I recommend a buy strategy. We will enter a long position at $611. To manage risk, place a stop-loss order at $580, slightly below the recent low. The initial target price is $663, aligning with the first forecast price. To refine the strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price breaks above the upper band, which has been consistently around $669, we will move the stop-loss to the center of the band to secure profits. A secondary target price will be $716, coinciding with the forecast high. This combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy aims to capitalize on the prevailing upward trend while mitigating downside risk through strategic stop-loss placement and profit-taking adjustments. The portfolio will be 60% long Zcash, 20% in cash, and 20% in other cryptocurrencies. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB shows a downtrend, with the forecast prices consistently below the recent closing prices. The RSI values have been fluctuating between 33 and 48, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. However, the price has approached the support level of $880 multiple times, suggesting potential for a bounce. Considering the Bollinger Bands, the price has been trending towards the lower band, further reinforcing the downtrend. Therefore, my strategy will be a short position with a focus on capitalizing on the predicted downward movement. I will enter a short position at $933, placing a stop loss at $954 to protect against a potential upward reversal. My initial target price will be $893, aiming to capture a portion of the anticipated decline. To optimize the portfolio, I will implement a dynamic trailing stop loss. Once the price reaches $919, I will adjust the stop loss to $910. If the price continues to fall, reaching $893, I will move the stop loss to $880, securing profits while allowing for further downside potential. Finally, if the price reaches $879, I will take full profit and close the position. This approach combines the initial short position with a trailing stop-loss strategy, maximizing potential returns while managing risk effectively. The final target price will be $869. Based on the historical data and forecast, official Trump shows a fluctuating trend with periods of both upward and downward movement. The RSI values fluctuate between 48.7 and 64.5, indicating periods of oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have widened recently, suggesting increased volatility. Considering the recent downward forecast, I recommend a short position strategy. Enter short at $7.29 with a stop loss at $7.56, just above the upper Bollinger Band. The initial target price is $6.89, aligning with the first day of the forecast. If the price reaches $6.89, consider moving the stop loss to break even to protect profits and potentially target $6.6 as a secondary target. For a more robust strategy, I propose a combined RSI and Bollinger Bands approach. When the RSI dips below 40 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, enter a long position at $7.25. Set a stop loss at $6.61, slightly below the lower Bollinger Band. The initial target price is $7.88, near the recent resistance level. If the price reaches $7.88, move the stop loss to the break-even point and consider a secondary target of $8.07. This combined strategy leverages both indicators to identify high-probability entry points and manage risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, SUN token shows a slight upward trend with price fluctuations around the $0.022 level. The RSI consistently stays above 35, indicating it's not deeply oversold, but also hasn't reached overbought territory. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing recently, suggesting a period of consolidation before a potential breakout. Given these factors, I recommend a conservative long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $0.0221, placing a stop-loss order at $0.0218 to limit potential losses. The initial target price will be $0.0225, aligning with the recent resistance level. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI drops below 35, consider adding to the position at $0.0219, with a stop-loss adjusted to $0.0216. Conversely, if the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it could be a buying opportunity. If the price reaches the upper Bollinger Band, take partial profits at $0.0229. This layered approach allows for maximizing gains while managing risk effectively. The portfolio should be adjusted based on market conditions and further analysis. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bittensor demonstrates a clear downtrend. The price has consistently declined from November 1st to November 14th, and the forecast for the following week predicts further decreases. The RSI consistently remains below 60, indicating a bearish momentum, and the bottom of the Bollinger Bands has been breached several times, further confirming the downward trend. Therefore, I recommend a short selling strategy. We will enter a short position at $366, with a stop loss set at $340 to protect against unexpected upward movements. The initial target price is $328, aligning with the forecasted price for November 21st. To optimize returns, I propose a tiered approach. If the price reaches $328, we will move the stop loss to the entry price of $366, locking in profits and reducing risk. If the price continues to decline, we will adjust the target price to $311, the lowest point of the Bollinger Bands in the historical data. This strategy combines technical indicators like RSI and Bollinger Bands with forecast data and incorporates dynamic stop-loss adjustments to maximize potential gains while minimizing losses. The portfolio will prioritize this short-selling strategy due to the prevailing downtrend and favorable technical signals. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a slight upward trend, but the price has been fluctuating within a narrow range between $0.281 and $0.297. The RSI consistently hovers between 30 and 46, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing, suggesting decreasing volatility. Considering the current RSI of 43.3 and the forecast price, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy. We will enter a long position at $0.291, placing a stop-loss order at $0.283, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to mitigate potential losses. Our initial target price will be $0.297, aligning with the resistance level. To refine the strategy, we'll incorporate a trailing stop-loss based on the Bollinger Bands. If the price rises to $0.297, we'll move the stop-loss to $0.286, the lower Bollinger Band at the time. If the forecast price continues to show stability around $0.29, we can adjust the target price to $0.297, aiming for a conservative profit. This combined approach leverages both RSI and Bollinger Bands to capitalize on the slight upward trend while managing risk effectively. The portfolio will be 60% long TRON and 40% in cash. Based on the historical data and forecast, Maple Finance shows a fluctuating trend with a recent upward momentum. The RSI consistently remains above 50, indicating a bullish sentiment, but rarely exceeding 80, suggesting it's not overbought. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, signaling increased volatility, and the price has been bouncing between the bands. The support price is stable at $0.373, while the resistance is at $0.471. Considering this, I recommend a long position strategy. The entry price should be $0.439, coinciding with a slight dip within the Bollinger Bands and a moderate RSI level. A stop loss should be placed at $0.373, right at the support level, to protect against a potential downward reversal. The initial target price is $0.471, the resistance level, aiming for a quick profit. To optimize returns, I suggest a dynamic adjustment to the target price based on the RSI. If the price reaches $0.471 and the RSI is below 80, extend the target price to $0.485, the upper Bollinger Band, anticipating further upward movement. If the RSI reaches 80 before hitting $0.471, consider taking partial profits at $0.471 and tightening the stop loss to $0.451. This adaptive strategy leverages both the Bollinger Bands and RSI to maximize profit while minimizing risk. This approach blends trend following with momentum indicators, creating a robust and potentially high-return investment plan. Based on the historical data and forecast, Litecoin shows a fluctuating trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI consistently hovers around the 48 to 60 range, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. However, the price recently tested the support level of $93.4 and bounced back, suggesting potential buying opportunities. The Bollinger Bands indicate that the price is currently near the upper band, hinting at a possible pullback. Therefore, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy with a focus on short-term gains. We will implement a strategy based on a combination of RSI and Bollinger Bands. Enter a long position at $98.7, placing a stop-loss order at $93.3 to protect against significant downside risk. The initial target price will be $101, aligning with the recent resistance level. If the price breaks above $101, we will raise the target price to $104. This strategy leverages the recent price recovery and anticipates a continuation of the upward trend while mitigating risk with a well-defined stop loss. This approach aims to capitalize on short-term price movements with a reasonable risk-reward ratio. Based on the historical data and forecast, Starknet demonstrates a volatile trend with recent upward momentum. The RSI fluctuates between oversold and overbought levels, indicating potential opportunities. The Bollinger Bands show price movement within a defined range, with recent expansion suggesting increased volatility. Considering these factors, I recommend a combined strategy incorporating RSI and Bollinger Bands. The entry price will be $0.144. The stop loss will be set at $0.137, just below the recent support level and below the lower Bollinger Band. The initial target price will be $0.158, aligning with the forecast high and the upper Bollinger Band. To enhance returns and manage risk, I propose a tiered target strategy. If the price reaches $0.158, consider taking partial profits while maintaining a portion of the position with a revised stop loss at $0.151. If the price continues to rise, a secondary target price of $0.166 can be set. This strategy combines the momentum from the forecast with the volatility indicated by the Bollinger Bands and the overbought/oversold signals from the RSI, aiming for high returns while protecting capital. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dash shows a volatile trend with recent consolidation. The RSI indicates periods of overbought and oversold conditions, suggesting potential trading opportunities. The Bollinger Bands confirm the volatility, with price frequently touching or crossing the upper and lower bands. Given the current RSI around 52.3 on November 14, 2025, and the forecast predicting a price increase, I recommend a long position. Enter a long position at $73.1, placing a stop loss at $63.6 to limit potential losses. Set a target price of $86.3, aligning with the forecast for November 21, 2025. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate the Bollinger Bands. When the price touches the lower band, it signals a potential oversold condition, reinforcing the buy signal. Conversely, when the price touches the upper band, it suggests a potential overbought condition, indicating a possible exit point. Considering the forecast and the recent price action, a long position with a conservative stop loss and a realistic target price offers a balanced approach. I recommend a portfolio that prioritizes the RSI strategy with adjustments based on Bollinger Band signals to optimize returns and manage risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Zcash shows a strong upward trend with significant volatility. The RSI consistently reached overbought levels above 80, indicating potential pullback opportunities. However, the forecast suggests continued upward momentum, with prices projected to reach $716. Considering the support level at $443 and the recent price action, I recommend a buy strategy. We will enter a long position at $611. To manage risk, place a stop-loss order at $580, slightly below the recent low. The initial target price is $663, aligning with the first forecast price. To refine the strategy, we will incorporate the Bollinger Bands. If the price breaks above the upper band, which has been consistently around $669, we will move the stop-loss to the center of the band to secure profits. A secondary target price will be $716, coinciding with the forecast high. This combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy aims to capitalize on the prevailing upward trend while mitigating downside risk through strategic stop-loss placement and profit-taking adjustments. The portfolio will be 60% long Zcash, 20% in cash, and 20% in other cryptocurrencies.